There are many temptations one faces in life. Certainly as a woodworker. You see a fellow, I'm going to fall off the trailer because I'm trying to look cool. A fellow, a very decent fellow, in fact the fellow who built the extension on my workshop, needs to clear out some space at his place, and as a result wants to get rid of some very nice New Zealand native timber, some of which is recycled, some of which isn't, but all of which is rather nice. And so he sent me a text message this morning saying, would you like some of it? And I told him I could pop around to have a look, and he said, no, I'll bring the trailer over and I'll leave it with you while you decide what you want. What's the worst that could happen, right? Because you see, the problem is that I want it all. I do have a habit of acquiring wood and not using it, just like I sometimes buy books and then don't read them. But now I can read them. If I buy this, I will be able to use it. I'm going to buy it all. Don't tell anyone. I'm standing outside my workshop late at night. It's about 11:30 p.m. and I'm panting slightly because I've just done a pile of physical labor, which I sometimes do, but not that often. And I'll show you what I've done. I've just spent a bit of time unloading a trailer of really nice wood. It's all, well, mostly native New Zealand hardwood, apart from a couple of large pieces of cedar. But there's a lot of nice stuff in here. There is swamp totara that has been dredged out of the swamp, and it has been dated to, I forget, but many thousands of years old, as lots of timber in the swamp is. There's some Cody in here, there's some Rimu in here. Some of it's recycled. I do like, in fact, quite a lot of it's recycled, which I approve of. I like to do things sustainably, and to put a pile more of it back here. Lots of Rimu that is recycled, and Cody, mostly pulled out of old buildings by the looks of it. I mean, look at these. These are all laminated slabs of Rimu. And just look at the grain on this stuff. It's very variable. Rimu comes in lots of similar colors. And this is a very untidy, unofficial, not really proper introduction to the channel. It's kind of a behind the scenes look as I finish getting the workshop set up. Speaking of the workshop, so we moved into this house less than 6 months ago, at the beginning of September 2023. One of the first things I did was secure a builder who created an extension onto this garage to make it a decent sized workshop. And that builder is the same fella who sold me all that wood, and I gave him a good price for it. Number one, because it's quite good wood, really. And number two, because I think he gave us a really good deal on the build, and what goes around comes around. So the Peoples Carpenter. I have hay fever, so not everything is being pronounced correctly through my nose at the moment. The Peoples Carpenter, which is a happy coincidence because my name is Glenn Peoples. Funny how things work out. What's this channel going to be about? Well, you'll receive a proper introduction in the first real episode, which will be in a couple of months' time, I think. But it's going to be about carpentry, largely, especially furniture, building furniture, but also building other things as well, especially quite traditional furniture. By traditional, I kind of mean turn of the 20th century, Edwardian, mission style, English arts and crafts movement, that kind of thing, quite traditional wooden furniture. But also my skills as a carpenter generally, I would like to expand those and take you along for the ride. You may be familiar with another channel that I have called Monster Guitars, where I build electric guitars, quite specialized. Well, now I want to become a better woodworker more generally. But The tagline of this channel is wood and well-being, because I don't just want to have another channel about woodwork. There are lots of those, and they're all wonderful. So I'm retraining part-time in psychology, and I have a real interest in human well-being, in helping people to be well, to flourish, to find out what is good for them, what makes them tick, what helps them to become all that they can be, how to overcome obstacles in their life. And I don't know, I think maybe this channel can be an avenue for some of that. What is it that makes you flourish? Well, maybe it's woodworking. For me, that's actually a decent part of it. And so I'm going to talk about that. I hope to have some interviews with some interesting people who you might find interesting. I used that word a couple of times just now. But yeah, I'm still figuring out exactly what this is going to look like, but something along these lines. I'm going to come back to you in a couple of months when I'm not rambling so much and when I have a better idea of what I'm doing. But until then, watch this space, because I think it's going to be a fun thing. Yeah. We'll see.